Hello, my name is Haley and I am an atheist. A lot of people have asked me why I'm an atheist, and I told them I would do a video on it, and here we go. Please note that what I'm about to say may go against your belief system, and it's not meant to be offensive to anyone of the Christian religion or any other religion at that. This is just purely my beliefs, and it may sound offensive at times, but I swear that is not how it's intended. It's just what goes on in my brain. So if you're offended by that, then, you need to calm down and realize other people have different beliefs from you. So, we good? Okay. To start off about where I am now with religion, I'm going to start from the beginning. Religion as a child. I grew up as a Christian, although I never went to church. I was just kind of like told there's a God, but that's pretty much it. I just had the basic concept of it. It never really made sense to me, and I was like, There's a big creature that created everything, and if I put my hands together, he can hear me talking to him? It just seemed a little crazy to me, but I mean, it was what my parents told me, so I was like, okay, I went along with it. It was just kind of really weird. The concept seemed really bizarre and just obnoxious to me, but I went along with it. I was a kid. So I had a friend when I was younger, and she was really religious. Like, her whole family was really into religion, and like, I'd spend the night at her house, and every night she would pray when she went to bed. She'd pray before she ate. And one night when we were sleeping, she was praying as usual before she went to bed, and I asked her, well, why are you doing that? And she's like, so God can hear me, and he can hear my prayers, and, help all the people I love. And I don't really remember exactly what she said, but, you understand the concept of praying. And she just kind of explained it to me as a, young kid would. And it just seemed crazy to me. I'm like, you put your hands together and some mystical being can hear you? It didn't make sense to me. But I still called myself a Christian because that's what, I didn't really realize there were other religions out there, to be honest. I thought that's just what it was. Everyone believed this and that's how it was. As I got older, obviously, I learned otherwise. I started questioning things from an early age, obviously, but I never really thought about it. When I really started questioning it, I'd say I was probably about like 12 or so. That's when I would probably consider myself agnostic. I thought, it's possible there's a God, but I thought it was unlikely, and it just didn't really make sense to me. And I tried to keep my mind open to religions. I did start researching religions, and looking into different religions, and it never made sense to me. It didn't. Logically and scientifically, it doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, evolution makes a ton more sense to me. Like, it clicks in my brain. I understand it. It makes sense. Whereas, like, the creation theory just seems like a sci-fi movie to me, and it doesn't click in my brain. It doesn't make sense to me. It just does not see. I can't see it as being possible. Younger, I left it in there as a possibility, but I didn't necessarily believe it. I didn't disbelieve. I was an agnostic, and I was searching. And after a long time of, searching through religions and keeping an open mind, all I did was reassure the fact that I do not believe it's possible for there to be a God. It makes no sense to me, honestly. Science clicks in my brain. It makes sense to me. I understand it, and religion seems like ridiculous to me. This is where the video might start getting a little offensive, so if you're easily offended about me talking about religion, you can just stop watching, okay? Because this is how I see things, okay? And I'm not going to change the way I see things just to not offend you. So you have every right to stop watching now, okay? Religion seems ridiculous to me for a few reasons. And here are the reasons that turn me off specific religions in a way. Let's talk about the Bible. It seems like a book of fairy tales to me. Some of the stories in it are so ridiculous, I find it impossible to believe. Have you heard the story of Babel? In short, the story of Babel is a bunch of humans were building a tower up to heaven, and God thought they were getting a little too cocky, so he was like, bam, and gave them all different languages, and so they couldn't communicate to build the tower, and that's why we all have different languages. Whereas to me, that just, seriously, do people really believe that? Like, really? To me, it makes complete sense that the reason why we have different languages is because different communities developed across the world separately. Therefore, if humans develop in one side of the world and another side of the world at different times or the same times, they're going to develop differently, and they're going to develop different languages and forms of communication. That's just, that seems so obvious to me, but people prefer to believe the Tower of Babel story. Honestly, religion seems like something to me that made sense a long time ago. Back before science was a big thing, back before people were very educated, of course they're going to believe in supernatural things. Like that's what their intelligence capacity is pretty much at the time. That's the most sensible thing at the time. But now that we've developed science and more logical things, it doesn't really make sense anymore. Let's say you're a Christian and you're learning about a different religion in your history class that seems weird to you, and you're like, and you just think, obviously that is not how it is. That is not a real religion. You see people laughing at the religion, and it's like, well, you have a religion too. How does your religion make any more sense than this one? How would you know which one's the right one to believe? There's so many different options, and people are so set on their one religion, saying it is the only right one. How does that make sense when there's so many other ones, and the other people believe exactly the same, that they are the only right one, the correct ones? It's crazy. I don't know. How can you believe a fairy tale over things that make logical sense? That's how it is for me. I don't believe in supernatural things. As much as I'd like to, I don't. And another thing is, I think religion is there because people are afraid of death. Most people don't want to die. And religion brings that sort of sense of immortality with the afterlife. And it makes you feel more comfortable, and it feels less sad when someone dies, when you're like, oh, well, I'll see them in the afterlife, or they're in a better place now. And it's comforting, but the fact is that doesn't make it true because it's comforting, and I don't find it comforting. A while back, like a year ago, my mom realized I was an atheist, basically, and we were having a conversation, and she was like, well, I really hope you believe in a God, because I know I believe in a God because I really want there to be an afterlife, and I just feel like I really want there to be a heaven, and I want to see your grandma again, so I believe in God. And to me, it's like that's not a reason to believe in something. It's because you want to believe in it. You have to actually believe it. I'm not going to continue talking about every single thing that makes me an atheist because I could go on forever. Like, there are many, many, many reasons. But a lot of people have asked, so I gave some of them. I hope this made sense to you, and I hope you're not offended, but if I did offend you, I'm not taking anything I said back. Because these are my beliefs, and I stand by my belief system because it's what I believe. I'm not going to change what I believe to make other people happy. And you shouldn't either. I'm saying you have every right to your religion. I may disagree with your belief system, but if that's what you believe in, then you have every right to believe it, and I'm not going to tell you to believe something else. Okay, I think I've had enough ranting about the subject for today. I'm sure I'm going to make a ton more videos about this kind of stuff. So be prepared. Okay, bye.